Welcome back to the second part of antidepressants. Today we'll be discussing the rest three groups of antidepressant. That is first one MAO, that is monoamino oxidase inhibitors. Second SSRI or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and finally atypical antidepressants. First group MAO inhibitors. What is MAO? MAO is nothing but monoamino oxidase, which is a mitochondrial enzyme that is required or involved in oxidation deamination of biogenic amines like our adrenaline, noradrenaline, dopamine and serotonin. Now there are two subtypes, MAO A and B. Now A is required for deamination of 5-HT, that is serotonin and noradrenaline, while B is required for phenylethylamine. Here we are concerned with MAOA inhibitors, that is which is required for the treatment of depression. Monoamine oxidase inhibitors. Treatment for depression began with the use of MAOI inhibitors in 1950s itself. These drugs are not widely used nowadays, although a small number of patients appear to do or get better with MAOI when compared to TCA or the newer drugs. So understand, these are not used nowadays in clinical practice. Coming to the properties or pharmacokinetics of MAO, they are rapidly absorbed from the GIT, widely distributed throughout the body, and have an active metabolite. Since they have an active metabolite, the activity stays longer, or it has a longer duration of action, and this is inactivated by acetylation. Now, effect will persist even after the drug is no longer detected in the plasma. That is 1 to 3 weeks after the drug has been stopped. Also, their effect will persist. Classification of MAOI inhibitors. There are two types, selective and non-selective. Under selective inhibitors, it is meclobamide and chlorgelin. Meclobamide, remember the drug's name, meclobamide. Second one, non-selective inhibitors, remember the name seligilin. Seligilin, the other drugs are isocarboxide and phenylacine. Remember the name seligilin. So two drugs you should remember under MAOA inhibitors include meclobamide and seligilin. Seligilins, small note about seligilins. Seligilins are available as transdermal patches where you can remove the sticker, stick it on where it releases a specific amount of drug at a specific time. Okay, using these patches may cause fewer side effects when taken through mouth when compared to the drug taken through mouth. The mechanism of action. MAO is as I told you, it is a mitochondrial enzyme found in nervous tissue as well as in other tissues. They break down norepinephrine, serotonin and dopamine. So when these monoamine oxidase are inhibited, norepinephrine, serotonin, dopamine are not broken down, and their availability inside the nervous tissue or these three neurotransmitters in the brain, concentration of these three neurotransmitters increases in the brain. Their breakdown is inhibited by MAOA inhibitors. In this picture, if you see, there is adrenaline and serotonin neurotransmitters which are being produced in the synaptic cleft, which is taken up, and the degradation takes place with the help of MAO. Here it gets degraded with the help of MAO. Now this is being inhibited and their availability is increased in the synaptic cleft by preventing the degradation inside the neuronal cells. Okay, MAO prevents the degradation of noradrenaline as well as serotonin, making their availability inside the nervous, increasing their concentration in the nervous tissue. Thereby, so once again, antidepressants such as MAOI helps to decrease depression by affecting the chemical transmitters or neurotransmitters which are used to communicate between the brain cells. That is, this enzyme monoamine oxidase inhibits the breakdown of norepinephrine, serotonin and dopamine, and helps to prevent depression. One thing you should note is MAOI MAOI inhibitors can affect other neurotransmitters in the brain as well as in the digestive system. So they are used for other conditions apart from depression, such as Parkinsonism. If you look, MAOI inhibitors are also used for the treatment of Parkinson's disease. Coming to the side effects, because of the side effects and safety concern, these MAOIs are often tried when other are less used and only tried when other antidepressant does not work. The most common side effects include dry mouth, nausea, diarrhea, constipation, headache, drowsiness, insomnia, dizziness, lightheadedness, and strict skin reaction at the patch site. Okay, in the previous slide we dealt with the most commonest side effects. Now I told you why this is not being so commonly used. There are some safety concerns with MAOI. First one includes a few interactions. First one, food and beverages. We should not combine MAOI with food milk products that has thiamine in it. Thiamine is an amino acid that regulates blood pressure. So since they inhibit the degradation of thiamine also, it will lead to increase in BP. That is, the BP can go high in such patients when combined with MAOI and food products containing thiamine. So the first interaction is food and beverage interaction. MAOI can cause dangerous interactions with certain food and beverages. So we should avoid food containing high levels of thiamine, which includes aged cheese, cured meat, and draft beer, and fermented soya products. All these will contain thiamine. Now the second one, drug interaction. These interactions can also cause serious reaction when taken with certain medications such as other antidepressants, certain painkillers, and certain cold and allergy medications and herbal supplement. So it has multiple interactions with other drugs taken for any sort of diseases. So these things should be kept in mind while prescribing MAOI. MAOI should be always informed that these people should not have food products or milk products plus milk products containing thiamine. The second interaction or named side effect is serotonin syndrome. Rarely, an MAOI can cause dangerously high levels of serotonin, known as serotonin syndrome. This often occurs when two medications that raises serotonin are combined. This includes combining MAOI with antidepressants or with other painkillers or headache medicaments, which can increase serotonin. So both will increase serotonin in the brain, leading to serotonin syndrome. The signs and symptoms of serotonin syndrome includes anxiety, agitation, sweating, confusion, tremors, restlessness with lack of coordination, and rapid heartbeat. So this require immediate medical attention. And antidepressants all the type of antidepressants are contraindicated during pregnancy and while breastfeeding. Coming to the most dangerous side effects of all these antidepressants, one is suicidal risk. Okay, so FDA requires that all the antidepressant carry a black box warning, that is strict warning for prescription. In some cases where children, teenagers, and young adults less than 25 have shown an increase in suicidal thoughts or behavior while taking antidepressants, that is suicidal behavior. They have the chance of doing suicide when they take antidepressants. That is seen especially in the first few weeks of starting the antidepressants, or when the doses change. This is just seen in the beginning, and in the long term this will start improving your mood and the risk will decrease. But special precaution should be taken and watched upon when patients are prescribed with antidepressant during the first 2 weeks, as they have the increased chances of suicidal thoughts. And also they are not prescribed for children. But anyone taking antidepressant should be closely watched. As I told you, you should look upon for suicidal tendencies or worsening depression or any other unusual behavior. And if you see such behavior changes, you should immediately contact a doctor for emergency help. As I told you, they go into suicidal thoughts. This will be better in the long run. That is, Usually antidepressants will decrease the risk of suicidal tendencies, but in the beginning that is there, then slowly it changes off and the risk reduces. So in the first 2 weeks special precautions should be taken. They should be specially watched. All the changes in their behavior should be noted. Coming to the stopping of MAOIs. Stopping of MAOIs has been associated with flu-like symptoms including anxiety, agitation, insomnia, sweating, chills, nausea and feeling generally unwell, a malaise, a feverish situation. Now if you stop an MIS suddenly, what will happen? You will experience a withdrawal type reaction. That is, a discontinuation syndrome may occur, which causes uncommon withdrawal symptoms such as confusion, detachment from the reality, that is a psychosis like picture with convulsions. So all these should be explained to the patient once before prescribing these antidepressants. One may need to wait for 2 or more weeks because the use of MAOI and other antidepressant to avoid serotonin syndrome also. During the first 2 weeks you should also discontinue the above said drugs, above said foods such as food with content of tyramine, to prevent the other interactions of MAOIs, and doctor gradually and safely decreases the dose. Suppose you see or note any of the side effects, it should be immediately reported to the doctor, okay, to prevent the side effects, furthermore side effects, okay. So coming to the summary of MAOI inhibitors, as I told you, there are two types of MAO, that is A and B. We are concerned with the MAOA present in the brain and in the liver. Now these inhibitors includes selegiline and meclobamide. These are the two drugs which are studied under MAOI inhibitors. Now what is their mechanism of action? They increases the neurotransmitter in the brain by preventing the or inhibiting the degradation of neurotransmitters like serotonin and noradrenaline. Now the second thing you should remember is about the side effects. As I told you, common side effects are common for most of the drugs. The other side effects includes cheese reaction, serotonin syndrome, and discontinuation syndrome, and suicidal tendencies, which should be looked upon in the first 2 weeks of administration of these drugs. Going to the third drug in the classification, nothing but SSRI. SSRI is nothing but selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Okay, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. As the name suggests, you can know the mechanism of action since from the name itself, that is, it is inhibiting the serotonin reuptake and may increasing the availability of serotonin in the cleft, or availability or concentration of serotonin increases by inhibiting the reuptake. So selective serotonin or SSRIs are a class of drugs that are typically used as an antidepressant in the treatment of major depressive disorder and as well as anxiety disorders. So they are used in the treatment of major depression and anxiety. Now in case of serotonin reuptake inhibitors, blockage of 5-HT1 receptor may give antidepressant action. One thing you should know is 5-HT is serotonin. It has many subtypes. Only 5-HT1 is being inhibited over here, and none other are being blocked with this inhibitors, with a mild action with few only. Okay, that will be mentioned. Now here we only block 5-HT1. The majority of blockade takes place in the 5-HT1 subtype of serotonin. Now these SSRIs are the most widely prescribed antidepressants in many countries. Coming to the classification, the few drugs which come under SSRIs are fluoxetine, fluoxamine, paroxetine, sertraline, and citalopram. Now this part, SSRIs, are important for you in terms of your exam. Short notes are asked, examples for SSRIs are asked, and what are the difference between SSRI from TCA, why SSRIs are used or preferred in place of TCA. All these are asked. Okay. Now this is just the mechanism of action of SSRI in terms of a picture, where you see that is serotonin, which are yellow in color, are being inhibited by the reuptake are inhibited by the SSRIs, which go and block the serotonin channels. So in words, SSRIs increases the extracellular level of neurotransmitter serotonin by limiting its reabsorption into the presynaptic cell, thereby increasing level of serotonin in the synaptic cleft available to bind with the postsynaptic receptors. Coming to the uses of SSRIs. The main indication for SSRI is major depressive disorder, also known as major depression, clinical depression, or just simply depression. In my first part, I had explained about the different types of depression, where I had mentioned about major depressive disorder. Now, these SSRIs are very frequently prescribed. These SSRIs are frequently prescribed for anxiety disorders, social anxiety disorders, panic disorders, obsessive compulsive disorders, eating disorders, plus chronic pain, and occasionally post-traumatic stress disorders. These are few anxiety disorders for which SSRIs are also being used apart from depression. Okay. Coming to the adverse effects. Now, when compared to TCA, SSRIs do not block muscarinic receptors or histamine receptors, so they don't have sedation or muscarinic anticholinergic side effects. Okay, when compared to TCA, that is why it is preferred over TCA. Since they do not block any other receptors like muscarinic, and this is the answer for the question. Since they do not block any muscarinic receptors or histamine receptors and do not produce those side effects, they are preferred over SSRIs are preferred over TCA. Now, if you ask the side effects, adverse effects are similar to all, but few increased side effects includes there is an increased bone fracture in 1.74 by 1.74, akathisia, suicidal indentation, that is the thought of suicide. In the first 2 weeks, I told you, in the first 2 weeks, these people have the intention to undergo suicide. Some may also have photosensitivity, nausea, and vomiting. Since all these side effects are present among them, the advantage of this drug is more than the side effects, because once these side effects are looked upon in the first 2 weeks, we can gradually decrease them and bring the better effect of antidepressant from these drugs. Okay, so these are widely used or most commonly used antidepressants in most of the countries. Coming to the norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor. Classification includes nixoctexin, reboxetine. Now the mechanism of action. The mechanism of action of this reuptake inhibitor is by inhibiting noradrenaline and adrenaline reuptake from the synaptic cleft. Okay, so norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor, that is SNARI, and SNERI or adrenergic reuptake inhibitor ARI, is a type of drug that can act as a reuptake inhibitor for the neurotransmitter norepinephrine and epinephrine by blocking the action of norepinephrine transporter, that is NET. This in turn leads to the increased extracellular concentration of norepinephrine and epinephrine, therefore can increase the adrenergic neurotransmitter, thereby decreasing the depression. Okay, this is another group of drug which can also be used in the treatment of depression. Uses. Now, SNARIs are usually used in major depressive disorder, and anxiety and panic disorders. Coming to the fourth group of drug under antidepressants are atypical antidepressants. Okay, from the name itself, atypical, not similar to the typical antidepressants. Here, why it is named as atypical is they have a different mechanism of action in bringing out their actions. They act as coming to their points. They act as several different sites and bring the action. Similar antidepressant effects to TCA and SSRI, but they have different side effects also. The drugs that come under atypical antidepressants include bupropion, mirtazapine, nefazodine, and trazodone. Okay, bupropion, mirtazapine, nefazodone, and trazodone. These are the 4 drugs that come under atypical antidepressants. As the name suggests, all the action will be atypical, not similar to our typical antidepressants, that is by inhibiting reuptake. They have some other extra mechanism of action in bringing antidepressant action. First drug, bupropion. Now, this is a weak dopamine as well as a norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor. they inhibit, here dopamine comes also into the action. They inhibit dopamine also apart from norepinephrine reuptake. Bupropion also assists in decreasing the craving and attenuating the withdrawal symptoms from nicotine in tobacco users trying to quit smoking. So in my earlier classes for cessation of smoking, I had mentioned about this drug bupropion. Since it has an additional action of decreasing the craving, the need for more and more addictive drugs, that field will be decreased by bupropion. They helps in decreasing the withdrawal symptoms for nicotine in tobacco users to quit smoking. So it is helpful in cocaine withdrawal also. The side effects include dry mouth, nervousness, tremor, and increased risk of seizures at a higher dose. So this was about bupropion. Coming to mirtazapine. Now mirtazapine enhances serotonin and norepinephrine neurotransmission by blocking the presynaptic alpha-2 receptors and 5-HT2 receptors. Earlier we used to say that all the antidepressants used to inhibit specific reuptake inhibitor. Here they inhibit the presynaptic alpha-2 receptors and 5-HT2 receptor, thereby preventing the uptake of serotonin and norepinephrine. Now it is a sedative because of its antihistaminic activity, so it is sedative. Now it has no muscarinic action, so no muscarinic side effects, and will not interfere with sexual functioning. Side effects include increased appetite and weight gain and marked sedation. Coming to the last two drugs, nefazodone and trazodone. Now these are weak inhibitors of serotonin uptake but blocks another subtype of serotonin, 5-HT2A receptors. With chronic use, it may desensitize 5-HT1A presynaptic autoreceptor, increasing serotonin release. This action is brought about in bringing increase in serotonin. Both are sedative because of their potent and H1 blocking activity. Now side effects includes orthostatic hypotension, dizziness due to alpha-1 blocking antagonism, and also nefazodone has a hepatotoxic property. It is toxic to the liver. So these are the drugs that come under atypical antidepressants. Atypical antidepressants are also asked as a short note for you, either as a short note or two drugs under atypical antidepressants. It is being asked in your exams. So when you hear about atypical antidepressants, just know it is different from the typical by it does not specifically inhibit the reuptake inhibitors. Even though it inhibits the reuptake, it has multiple sites of action, thereby increasing the neurotransmitter level. The few drugs include bupropion, mirtazapine, nefazodone, and trazodone. A small note on all these antidepressants. I told you antidepressants discontinuation should be tapered and stopped. Abrupt stopping will lead to discontinuation syndrome, as I discussed earlier. So discontinuation of all these antidepressants should be tapered, not stopped abruptly or suddenly. So coming to the conclusion. Depression is a serious condition that should be often be treated effectively with the available therapies. Now side effects and drug interactions are barrier for a successful treatment. These side effects these side effects resolve with continuous use. I told you in the beginning, first 2 weeks few side effects will arise, but on continuous use it will decrease, and the other side effects can be managed by either dose reduction or adding other therapies. Appropriate management of side effects and avoidance of drugs that may interact with the antidepressants may improve the success of antidepressant therapy. So using of antidepressant is or should be done under special caution. In the first, I told you, every time I'm telling you, in the first 2 weeks few side effects, few dangerous side effects come into. One among them is suicidal tendencies, but on continuous use it will just wean off or decrease, and by how the mood level increases, and that suicidal tendencies just decreases off, and the other symptoms or side effects can be corrected with appropriate dose reduction or adding other therapies. With this we can bring about improvement in the antidepressant therapy. I hope you got with the class today. Thank you.